Hello everyone, and a truly warm welcome to you all. It's so wonderful to have you joining me today for another dive into the hidden wonders of the natural world. Before we get started exploring something truly mind-blowing happening right beneath our feet, I want to take a quick moment to send out my very best wishes to each and every one of you. Wherever you are watching from, I genuinely hope you are feeling strong, healthy, and full of positive energy. Take good care of yourselves, your health is everything. Now, let's step into the quiet world of the forest and uncover a secret that sounds like it's straight out of a fantasy novel, trees talking to each other. Not with words or sounds, but through their roots. Yes, you heard that right, trees communicate, share resources, and even help each other out, all via a vast, hidden network underground. It's a story of connection, cooperation, and survival that will change the way you see the forest forever. Imagine you're standing in a peaceful forest. You see tall trees, maybe different kinds like pines, oaks, or maples, their leaves rustling in the breeze. Birds are singing, maybe a squirrel scurries up a trunk. It all looks calm and separate, each tree standing on its own. But beneath the surface, in the dark, damp soil, there's an incredibly busy and complex world connecting those trees in ways we're only just beginning to understand. It's like the forest has its own superhighway, its own internet, running silently below ground. And the key players in this network aren't just the roots themselves, but billions upon billions of tiny helpers, fungi. Most of us think of fungi as mushrooms, those little umbrellas that pop up after rain. But mushrooms are just the fruiting bodies, like the apples on a tree. The real magic lies in the fungal threads called mycelium. Picture the mycelium as incredibly thin, white, hair-like strands, thinner than a human hair, spreading out for miles and miles through the soil, forming a dense, interconnected web. This mycelium network is vast, often connecting the roots of many different trees and plants in an area. Scientists call this incredible underground system the Wood Wide Web. So, how does this work? How do trees and fungi team up? It's a beautiful partnership, a classic example of what biologists call symbiosis, where two different species live together and both benefit. Trees are amazing at photosynthesis. They use sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide from the air to make sugars, their food. But they need other things too, especially minerals like nitrogen and phosphorus, which they get from the soil. The problem is, these minerals aren't always easy to find or absorb directly. This is where the fungi come in. Those super-thin mycelial threads are fantastic miners. They can explore the soil much more efficiently than tree roots can, squeezing into tiny spaces, breaking down dead leaves, wood, and even rocks to extract precious nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus. But here's the catch, fungi can't photosynthesize. They can't make their own sugars. They need food too. This is where the deal gets made. The fungi wrap themselves around the tree's finest root tips, or sometimes even grow right into the root cells, forming a special structure called a mycorrhiza, which literally means fungus root. Through this intimate connection, the tree trades some of its precious sugars, made from sunlight, to the fungus. In return, the fungus gives the tree the water and minerals, especially nitrogen and phosphorus, that it mined from the soil. It's a fair exchange, sugar for nutrients. But this partnership does something even more amazing than just feeding two partners. It creates a network. Because one fungal network can connect to the roots of many different trees, sometimes even different species of trees. Those mycelial threads act like living cables, linking tree roots together. This is where communication comes in. Because it's not just water, minerals, and sugar flowing through this fungal network. Trees can also send signals, chemical messages, through these underground pathways. Think of it like the fungal mycelium is the telephone line, and the trees are sending messages down the line. One of the most incredible examples of this is how trees warn each other about danger. Suppose an insect, like a hungry caterpillar, starts munching on the leaves of a young birch tree. That birch tree, under attack, doesn't just sit there silently. It can release certain chemicals into its roots. These chemicals travel into the fungal network connected to its roots. Through the mycelium, these warning signals zip through the soil to other trees nearby that are connected to the same network. These neighboring trees, perhaps a nearby Douglas fir that wasn't being attacked yet, receive the chemical message. What do? They get the warning, attack incoming. And they start preparing their own defenses before the insects reach them. They might ramp up the production of bitter-tasting tannins or other defensive chemicals in their leaves, making them less tasty and nutritious for the hungry caterpillars. It's like the first tree sends out an alarm call through the forest floor, giving its neighbors a heads up to get ready for trouble. Scientists have actually proven this happens in experiments. They deliberately damaged trees and then tested the leaves of nearby, undamaged trees connected via the mycorrhizal network. Sure enough, the undamaged trees started producing defensive chemicals after their connected neighbor was attacked. Trees without that fungal connection didn't get the message and didn't prepare. It's a real, measurable defense network. But the communication isn't just about danger. It's also about sharing resources and support, especially within families. Research, particularly by scientists like Suzanne Samar, has shown that trees seem to recognize their own kin, their seedlings. A big, old tree, often called a mother tree or hub tree, might be connected to many other trees around it through the fungal network. Astonishingly, these mother trees can send extra resources, like carbon, sugars, and nutrients, through the network specifically to their own offspring, the young seedlings growing in the shaded understory below. Why would they do this? Because those little seedlings are struggling. They are shaded by the canopy above, getting very little sunlight, so they can't photosynthesize well and make much sugar on their own. They need help. The mother tree, towering above with plenty of access to sunlight, is making loads of sugar. Through the fungal network, she can send some of her surplus sugar down to her struggling kids, giving them a better chance to survive and grow in the tough conditions on the forest floor. It's like a parent sending care packages to their children. Even more fascinating, studies using radioactive carbon tracers have shown that mother trees send more carbon to their own seedlings than to unrelated seedlings nearby. They seem to recognize their kin and favor them. When a mother tree is dying, perhaps from old age, disease, or being cut down, she can do something remarkable. Sensing her end, she might release a massive surge of her remaining carbon resources into the fungal network. This final gift is then distributed to her neighboring trees, including her offspring, giving them a boost to help them cope and continue growing after she's gone. This transfer of resources isn't just one way either. Younger trees, once they get established and start photosynthesizing better, can also send resources back through the network, contributing to the community. It's a dynamic flow based on need and ability. The fungal network also helps trees share water. In a forest, water isn't always evenly distributed. Some trees might be growing in a slightly wetter spot, while others are in a drier patch. Through the fungal connections linking their roots, water can actually move from trees with plenty to trees that are thirsty. The fungi themselves play a role in transporting water, and the interconnected roots allow water potential to balance out, helping the whole community cope with drought stress. It's a bit like neighbors sharing a water hose during a dry spell. This underground communication system even influences the diversity of the forest itself. Scientists believe that through the signals and resource sharing flowing through the wood wide web, older, established trees might help regulate the growth of seedlings around them. They might suppress the growth of seedlings from species that are strong competitors, while giving a helping hand to seedlings from species that benefit the overall health and diversity of the forest. It's like the forest elders are managing the neighborhood, ensuring a balanced and resilient ecosystem. The network isn't exclusive to trees either. Many other plants, like wildflowers and shrubs, also form connections with the mycorrhizal fungi, plugging into the same underground information and resource sharing system. The forest functions as a truly interconnected community, a superorganism, where the health and survival of the individual is linked to the health of the whole, facilitated by this hidden fungal internet. How exactly do these chemical messages work? It's complex and still being unraveled, but trees release a wide variety of chemicals from their roots. Some of these chemicals are simple signals, like hormones or specific defense compounds, that other trees can sense through their own roots once the message arrives via the fungal highway. Think of it like receiving a coded chemical telegram. When the receiving tree detects these specific compounds arriving through its fungal connections, it triggers changes inside its own cells. Genes get switched on or off, leading to the production of defensive chemicals, or causing the roots to absorb more nutrients, or influencing how it grows. The fungal network itself might even play a role in modifying or amplifying these signals as they travel. It's a sophisticated biological signaling system operating silently beneath our feet. The speed of this communication is surprisingly fast, considering it's happening underground. While it's not instant like an electric signal, chemical signals can travel through the mycelial network at speeds ranging from a few centimeters to potentially several meters per hour, depending on the fungus and the conditions. This is fast enough to provide neighboring trees with valuable warning time before an insect plague spreads or a disease takes hold. Understanding this underground communication has huge implications for how we view and manage forests. For a long time, forestry practices often focused on single species, clear-cutting areas, and removing old or dying trees as unproductive. But this research shows that those big old mother trees are vital hubs in the forest network. Removing them isn't just taking out one tree, it's like destroying a major internet server or a central library. It disrupts the flow of information, resources, and support for the entire surrounding community. Seedlings lose their lifeline, the warning system breaks down, and the forest becomes less resilient to threats like pests, diseases, and climate change. This knowledge is pushing foresters towards more sustainable practices that protect these hub trees and maintain the integrity of the mycorrhizal networks, like selective logging and leaving patches of old growth intact. It helps us see the forest not as a collection of individual trees competing for light and space, but as a cooperative society, a community where connections and mutual support are key to survival. The health of the whole forest truly depends on the health of its underground connections. It's important to be clear here. Trees aren't thinking or talking in the way humans do. They don't have brains or consciousness. This communication is all driven by automatic biological and chemical responses shaped by millions of years of evolution. A tree under attack doesn't decide to send a warning. It's a programmed response triggered by the damage. A mother tree doesn't choose to send sugar to her seedling. it's a result of the physiological connections and resource gradients within the network. But the fact that these automatic processes create such a sophisticated system of information exchange and mutual aid is no less astonishing. It's a powerful demonstration of how life evolves complex solutions for survival. This interconnectedness also highlights the incredible importance of soil health. Healthy, undisturbed soil is teeming with life, not just fungi, but bacteria, worms, insects, and countless other microorganisms. All these creatures play roles in maintaining the structure and fertility of the soil, which in turn supports the vast fungal networks that trees depend on for communication and nutrition. Practices that damage the soil, like heavy compaction from machinery, pollution, or excessive tilling, can severely disrupt these delicate underground ecosystems and break down the wood wide web. So, the next time you walk through a forest, a park, or even stand under a single large tree in your garden, remember the hidden world beneath your feet. That tree is not standing alone. Its roots are likely intertwined with a vast, silent network of fungal partners, connecting it to its neighbors. It might be sharing sugar with a struggling seedling, sending warnings about an incoming pest, or receiving water from a friend during a dry spell. It's part of an ancient, intricate community where cooperation is often just as important as competition. The forest is a conversation, a flow of chemicals and nutrients through living fungal cables, a testament to the deep interconnectedness of life on Earth. It shows us that nature thrives on connection, on mutual support, and on the incredible partnerships forged over millennia. Understanding the secret language of roots doesn't diminish the wonder of trees. It makes them, and the forests they form, infinitely more magnificent and worthy of our respect and protection. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the hidden social life of trees. It's a profound reminder that even in the quietest places, incredible connections are happening all around us. I hope this glimpse beneath the surface inspires you to look at the natural world with even more awe and curiosity. Remember, we are all part of intricate webs of life. Once again, sending you all my very best wishes for continued health, happiness, and a deep sense of connection to the amazing world we live in. Take care, stay curious, and I'll see you next time.